Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
3 young lives lost inside a hotel room in Oakland County. Tonight, police are blaming drug overdoses, and one grieving family is speaking candidly about their loss.
Jaw-dropping video out of Westland showing police trying to save a man in a burning car who didn't seem to want their help. It all started with reports of a driver doing donuts right in the middle of Ford and Vinoy. Yeah, the stunts kept other drivers from getting by until the SUV overheated and burst into flames. Defender Sean Lay has the body cam video that's pretty powerful, not only for what you can see, but also for what you can hear as police decide what to do. Sean.
Well, let's show you the video from start to finish. This was wild, this was dangerous, but pay attention to how the officers handled this situation.
The airbags are deployed. Can't really see inside.
We'll show you exactly what Westland police officers could see at Ford and Vinoy at 12:45 a.m. June 21st. A Chevy Traverse out of control, reversing in circles. When that first officer was approaching, the airbags had deployed in the vehicle, so how did he know that person was even conscious or not?
They initially thought that he was unconscious, but upon a closer inspection, they found out that he was conscious, his eyes were awake, and he was literally smiling at the officers.
He was smiling at them?
He was smiling at the officers as the car was reversing in donuts.
Surrounded by police, those donuts continue.
I'm telling you, this guy's conscious. He's smiling at me.
The SUV overheats, stops, and then things really get intense.
Come on, man, get out.
It's on fire, man.
Get out.
Get out, get out.
Get out. He's not trying to get out.
And they get dangerous. The driver locked his arms around the steering wheel as the SUV burns. Then the officers saw this.
Oh, he's got a knife. He's got a knife. Hey, knife. He's got a knife. Put that knife down, man. Drop that razor blade, sir.
They could have used a taser on him.
They could have used a taser on him, absolutely, and they did have.
They could have used lethal force on him.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yes. Absolutely.
But instead, the officers chose a different route based on training on how to handle people on drugs or in crisis.
They used the minimal amount of force possible and did so. They were able to talk to him and get him to drop that without having to take any other greater force measures.
You're okay. Son, you're okay, man.
That driver taken to the hospital. He is just fine tonight. Charges are pending against him. Police are waiting for the toxicology report to come back. Keep in mind, he can still drive while police wait on that information. In Westland, Sean Lay, Local 4 Defenders.
All right, Sean, updating our breaking news that we're following. An Ecorse mother is now charged with child abuse in the beating of her 1-year-old son. Police say they found Lisa Reed's 1-year-old son, Zion, beaten with broken bones on Tuesday after they responded to take his brother Zaire to the hospital. Zaire, as you may know, did not survive. Reed and her boyfriend were both arrested. We'll continue to follow the case as more charges are expected. This has just so far been on the child who survived. We are still awaiting word on charges on the child who died.
Just so tragic. 3 young people, including 2 teenagers, were found dead of apparent drug overdoses Wednesday in one hotel room in Auburn Hills. The discovery made during a wellness check at the Baymont Inn on Opdyke Road near I-75. The lives lost include a 17-year-old girl and these 2 brothers from Rochester Hills, ages 18 and 20. Victor Williams spoke with their heartbroken parents, and Victor, they tell you.
Yeah, Kimberly. The red flags were there, and parents, they tried to do everything they could to prevent something like this from happening. But this is just another example of how drugs are tearing families apart.
I don't even want to believe it. This is true.
It's hard to imagine what Rebecca and Robert Kiesling are going through.
We wanted so much for them to be able to grow up together so they could have each other. I did everything that a parent is supposed to do. I was the good parent.
Tragically, they lost both of their sons to apparent drug overdoses on the same day.
They are our boys, and it's been emotionally devastating.
20-year-old Caleb and 18-year-old Cal were adopted by the Kieslings from nearly the moment of birth. The 2 had the same exact biological mother.
Both of them had been arrested together. You know, they committed their crimes together. They did drugs together. They had a no contact order. They weren't supposed to be together.
But both were found dead together in a motel along with another 17-year-old girl who has yet to be identified.
My son was doing a lot of Xanax. You know, they call it bricks, right, on the street.
Rebecca says making the call to the boy's biological mother about their death was the hardest thing that she's ever had to do.
She hadn't seen them in a long time, and she had seen both of them this past week.
And while Rebecca and Robert did everything they could to curb Caleb and Cal's addiction, they're just hoping that something positive can come out of this unfortunate situation before it's too late for someone else.
We know that God's faithful and He will work this to His greater good for our family and the community too.
Now, even though Robert and Rebecca are both obviously mourning the death of their sons, their heart goes out to the family of that 17-year-old girl as well. Reporting live tonight, Victor Williams, Local 4. Back to you.
Victor, before you go, is there anything specific from police about whether these drugs were tainted or as they call it, laced with anything?
Not at the moment. We're still awaiting those toxicology reports, but there have been recent cases of overdoses that involve the drug fentanyl. So we're not sure if that's the case here, but we are waiting to see what the reports say.
Sure. I know you'll keep us posted, Victor. We appreciate it.
Let's move now to today's coronavirus headlines. We'll start with the case numbers.
The state reporting 715 new cases with 19 additional deaths. 14 of today's reported deaths come from a review of past records. 3 Grosse Pointe North football players have tested positive for the virus. The school superintendent tells us conditioning is canceled, and next week is the state's mandatory week off from practice, so students will have time to quarantine. MGM Grand Detroit says it will reopen August 7th at 15% capacity. We'll have to wear a mask, and you can expect plexiglass barriers and machine closures for social distancing.
Superintendent of Utica Community Schools has announced she is retiring this fall. The departure of Dr. Christine Johns comes at a time when there are so many unknowns about what school's going to look like come September. Priya Mann in Utica with how officials and parents are reacting.
We asked parents on Facebook for their thoughts, and overwhelmingly many welcomed the decision. Some saying they didn't feel like Dr. Johns supported teachers. Others say they didn't like her leadership style. How did you feel when you heard she was retiring?
I was happy. It's the second largest school district in the state, and it wasn't going in the right direction.
With so much uncertainty surrounding the upcoming school year, Utica Community School Superintendent Dr. Christine Johns announced she's retiring in the fall.
I'm 100% confident that we will do as good a job as is humanly possible under these circumstances. I would guess that the students and parents would not notice any difference in the transition.
During her tenure, lasting 14 years, more than 400,000 students graduated from the district, which is the second largest in the state. Earlier this year, the teachers union wrapped up contract negotiations.
I think it's been time for a new leadership. So I'm looking forward to better collaboration between the association and the district.
The union says they have full confidence in the Board of Education. Oftentimes over the years, union leadership and the outgoing superintendent didn't see eye to eye.
There was a tremendous amount of friction between the Utica Education Association and the superintendent.
And parents took notice.
You know, my kids were up last night when they heard it, and they're like, "Oh, she's gone. All our teachers will be happy, Mom." Granted, they're a junior and a freshman, so they kind of, they're not little kids.
The board says they'll hire an interim superintendent for the upcoming school year while they begin a nationwide search for Dr. John's replacement.
So I think parents should be very confident that while this year is going to be different, their children are going to get an excellent education here in Utica.
In Utica, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Another coronavirus vaccine is reporting encouraging results tonight. This time, it's the shot being developed by Johnson & Johnson. Early research published in the journal Nature found it protected primates from COVID-19 with one single dose. Johnson & Johnson's vaccine offers protection against coronavirus, at least in monkeys. The pharmaceutical company says a single dose triggered a strong immune response in the 6 primates who received it. When the monkeys were exposed to the coronavirus, 5 out of the 6 had no detectable levels of virus. The 6th had only low levels in its nose. Johnson & Johnson has already begun phase 1 and 2 trials in humans in the United States and Belgium. Those trials will include more than 1,000 healthy adults, ages 18 to 55, as well as those age 65 and older. The study is
testing the efficacy and safety of a single dose as well as a booster dose. If a single dose is effective, it would double the number of people who could receive the vaccine. On the Today Show, the FDA commissioner said the safety of any potential vaccine remains the top priority.
Things have been moving very quickly. I know our team is looking at data in real time from these trials, and that should help us expedite this. But the most important message, I think, Savannah, is we're not going to cut corners on this. We're going to look at those data and make the right decision for the American people.
And phase 3 trials are expected to begin in September. Back in March, Johnson & Johnson announced its commitment to provide 1 billion COVID-19 vaccines worldwide if it's proven safe and effective.
A new lawsuit claims legendary football coach Bo Schembechler knew about the alleged sexual abuse by a University of Michigan doctor. Federal lawsuit was filed today by 50 accusers of the late Dr. Robert Anderson. It includes a football player who claims he told Schembechler about the abuse back in 1982. According to the suit, Schembechler advised the student to file a sexual abuse complaint with then athletic director Donald Canham, but Canham did nothing about it. Dr. Anderson worked at the university from the mid-1960s all the way through 2003 and died in 2008. Civil rights icon Congressman John Lewis has been laid to rest today.
Family, friends, and colleagues gathered in Atlanta today to celebrate Lewis's life and legacy.
When he spoke, people listened. When he led, people followed. We loved him very much.
He always saw the best in us. And he never gave up and never stopped speaking out because he saw the best in us.
Detroit natives BB and Marvin Winans led the congregation in singing "We Shall Overcome." Representative Lewis died on July 17th at the age of 80 after a battle with cancer. 3 former presidents and the House Speaker among those paying tribute to the man known as the conscience of Congress.
Congressman Lewis buried next to his wife of more than 40 years, Lillian. She died back in 2012.
All right, coming up, Ben's talking about the rain, but not with a whole lot of certainty, right, Ben?
Yeah, still some question on the timing of that, but it's all good news once we get to the weekend. Kind of smooth sailing here in the next couple days, but we'll run down those rain chances, which I think you're going to like what we've got to show you coming up.
It's really hard for gymnasts to train outside. I mean, you can't tumble on a tarp. How these girls are making it work and why they want answers. Next on Local 4.
Elections are coming soon, and you have the right to vote by mail. All registered voters in Michigan can request a mail-in ballot for the primary on August 4th and the general election on November 3rd. Just go to michigan.gov/SOS or call your local clerk's office. Not registered to vote yet? You can do that online too. Check out your ballot so that you know which candidates and issues are on it, or apply to work at the polls in person. There are many ways to get involved and make your voice heard. Vote.